Hi, I'm Brian Roberts with Ecotech Construction, and we're going to talk about the concrete floors we put in here at the Roosevelt. When we first got into this building, it was deemed abandoned by the city of Tampa. It had been a number of years since the previous tenant had been in, and as they left, they removed everything from the building, including the tiles from the floor. The first thing we had to do was get rid of all the loose debris on the floor. We came in and scraped anything that wasn't adhered very tightly to the concrete. Then we came in and pressure washed. We had to get everything nice and clean so that there wasn't any dust on the surface that we'd be adhering to. The next step was to put down a track system. We used a method of fastening that basically uses a powder actuated fastener that drives a nail into the concrete to hold the strips in place. Once those were down, we put a bonding agent first on the ground, and basically what that does is creates a sort of a primed surface for the new concrete to adhere to the old concrete. Shortly after that, we came in contact with Tarmac, and they had a greencrete mixture that we felt was in keeping with the theme of the Roosevelt here, being environmentally friendly as possible. We contacted them and they agreed to sponsor the project.
Good afternoon. My name is Steve Williams. I'm with Tarmac. We are here supplying concrete for the Project 3.0. Tarmac and our parent company, Titan, are committed to sustainability and green products and minimizing our impact on the environment as a whole.
The greencrete uses a fly ash mixture within the Portland cement. Portland cement is made in a process where it takes extreme heat to create a cementitious binder out of lime. Basically, when lime is cooked at a certain temperature, it chemically changes properties to a calcium oxide, which is then ready to receive water, at which point it becomes calcium hydroxide, which is the cementing action in concrete. Because of the extreme amount of energy that it takes to form Portland cement, anything you can do to reduce that amount of Portland helps to make the concrete product a greener product. In this case, 30% of the Portland cement is replaced by a recycled product of fly ash that has been separated by separation technologies, and also slag, another post-industrial waste, is added in as an aggregate. This is something that again uses what's traditionally a waste product and turns it into something of value. We had the concrete truck on the street. We had several wheelbarrows on hand, and we had people trucking concrete into the different sections that were cordoned off by the metal tracks that we had laid down. We had people dumping concrete into these sections, other people screeding it off. In other words, two people using a board that is dragged across the top of the track to create a level surface on the concrete. That's the first step in laying out concrete, is to screed it off and get it all nice and level. That was done on each of the sections. Then we came back with a float, which is a metal board on the end of a long metal handle, and that's pulled across the surface of it to separate the aggregate, which are the stones and sand, from the fines, which are also the smaller particles of sand, and the cement and the fly ash mixture. Once that sets for a while, then we go back on it with a power trowel, which is a machine that basically looks like a giant lawnmower, but instead of lawnmower blades on it, it has large steel paddles on the bottom of it, and as they rotate, they further smooth out the surface and close the surface of the concrete to make it a nice, tight, resilient surface that can be walked on. After the concrete had cured for a while, we did have to come back and do the center section of the concrete. At this point, it wasn't a large enough job for Tarmac to send out an entire truckload of concrete, so we brought in again the portable mixer, and we had several employees from Tarmac who volunteered to come in on their day off and help out with pouring the center section of the concrete. We got that laid out, and that is now the aisleway that you enter into the building.
So what do you think is interesting about a project like Project 3.0?
I think there's several things that are very interesting. First of all, it allows companies like ours, we consider ourselves to be market leaders in our industry, and not too many people think about concrete and cement as a green product. This allows us the opportunity to gain awareness and to really promote our product in a showcase fashion. Gain a little more exposure than we would in just a typical project.
home.